how moronic does one have to be to screw up literally in the first second of air? Okay, are we back on?
Yeah.
I'm just joking. It's no big deal. Okay. No, don't cut to me yet. We want to start with the opening again with the sunset shot. This thing's all screwed up. We got a big guest here tonight, and you throw me a mic that I can't clip onto the right side of my thing right now. I mean, you just toss it to me. Robert, seriously, man, it's not even funny. It's not. I know it's funny, like we can turn it into a bit and all that, flip it and all that stuff. I mean, what am I supposed to do with this mic, man? Seeing sunset over the sand. Do you understand the problem here? I know you're all volunteers, but I mean, I'm still allowed to get mad, am I not? I know you're all driving up here and volunteering your time, but come on. Take this a little bit seriously. We have an important show tonight. Why is Zach Wolk walking around in my house? Some guy I met on the internet walking around my house. Okay, am I on? Is the mic on now?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come up on camera too, and let's get this show on the road. Welcome to the show. We have a good one today. Believe it or not, we have a really, really exciting show planned. We have a great guest. I know we call them mystery guests, so I'm not going to tell you who it is yet. But I can tell you one thing, that he is right behind this curtain right here, and we're very honored to have him here. And it's going to be very exciting to talk to this man in a minute. A legend in comedy circles is in the kitchen right now, Tommy Chong. Tommy, how are you? We have a camera on you back there too, right? Yeah. Robert just cut to the clip because he was. Can you cut to the camera back there, Robert? Yeah. There you go. It took you long enough. When are we getting that video toaster in? Huh? How you doing, Mr. Chong?
I'm doing fine. Can you see me?
I can see you great back there. You're just literally 5-6 feet from me over my shoulder behind the little curtain I've put up, and you're back there with Zach Wolk, who's eating a banana. Thanks for coming down to the show. We literally just met seconds ago.
Yeah. I know your ex-wife, though.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about her tonight?
Only if you want to, man.
No, I'd really rather not, but you brought her up. Okay, we'll talk to you in a second. Tommy Chong is back there with Zach Wolk in my kitchen, and that's exciting. Can't wait. And I know we're going to have another person popping by here tonight as well, another good friend of mine who you saw in a movie with Tommy Chong. Harland Williams is going to be here joining us. He's on the set of the Dukes of the Hazzard 2 right now. He's in that movie, and he's going to be coming over here from the set, live here in the Hollywood Hills. Now, you can call us at 866-626-4254. That's 866-626-4254. We're going to be talking to Tommy Chong tonight, and so start thinking of your questions you want to ask Tommy. And also, we'll be discussing the impending nuclear crisis. And if you'd like to call in and speak about this man, officially he is the chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, the Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army and General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea, who've been the ruling party since 1948. And if you'd like to talk about how we are going to use this internet to solve this nuclear crisis, then we can talk about that as well tonight here. Let's look, the phone lines are lighting up. Let's have a quick look at a clip from this movie here, Cheech and Chong's next movie. Here's a clip of Tommy Chong. We found this clip on the internet. We'll be right back in a second with Tommy Chong right here. Okay, Steve, you're going to have to move. Okay. Moving the audio up. Enjoy that. Oh, the little feedback there. That's, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome to Tom Green Live, a showbiz and comedy legend, Tommy Chong. Come on out here. From the kitchen. Oh, there we go. How you doing, sir? Okay, Steve, get off the chair there. Come on. How you doing?
Good.
Thanks, man.
Good to see you, Tom.
Yeah, you too. We literally just met, have a seat here, seconds ago. And Zach Wolf picked you up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. Oh, this is Steve.
Hey.
You don't mind the dog, do you?
Hello. Hello, puppy. I seen him in the movie, what, 8 Below? He was good.
Yeah, I know. He's
what a good, nice guy.
I should try to get him into one of those movies.
Yeah.
Lives
good.
right by the studios here, you know.
Oh, a little bit of dog hair
Can
here.
you jump down there, Steve? Hey, Zach, why don't you come out here and have a seat out here, too? Now, I was trying to explain. I just sort of only got a minute to speak before the show, but this is kind of funny to me. See, Zach, I only met, well, I met him about a year or two ago, but then we reconnected on the internet when he was emailing us, and then we made him our booker. And then how did you guys end up meeting each other?
There's no camera on me.
How did you? Yeah, it's okay. They'll figure that out in about 10 minutes if they don't have a camera on you.
Well, Zach came to pick me up to be on the show, but he told me, on the way over here that he was your stalker.
Yeah.
That's nice. You put him to work, man.
He's a little bit like that. Otherwise, there was a long period of time where he wasn't allowed to actually know where we lived here. He had to wear a blindfold, and we'd pick him up down at the Fat Burger down the street. So
I had a stalker. In fact, I still do. But he brings me guitars.
Really?
Yeah. And he sends me pictures and sends me presents. Yeah. Yeah, he knows my address and that. He's in Philadelphia. I did what do you call it? The play Marijuana Logs.
Right, yeah.
I was in New York, and he showed up, and he's standing out there in the rain with a guitar case. It looked kind of sinister, but I'm really nice to him, though.
Now, obviously, the Marijuana Logs is about marijuana, I'm assuming. Is this something
it's like the Vagina Monologues.
Do you write the play? Or?
I actually, I've written my part of it. You know, there's 3 of us, and we sit on stage. It's like a theater, it is theater.
Yeah.
It's like the Vagina Monologue, except we talk about pot and vaginas, too.
Right, pot and vagina, it's a good combination.
That's my 2 favorite things.
We have a lot of people that are going to be calling tonight. Like, the phones have lit up quicker than ever before. Can I undo this crap? This is really kind of bothering me. I put it on because it's kind of like we built the whole set, and then you kind of want to have that sort of the
I got to
look
tell
it.
you, man, you look like the defendant.
Yeah, I
That's what when I got sentenced to jail, that's the only time I wore a tie in years.
Yeah.
Got the tie on in 9 months.
So you wore a suit too?
A suit and tie. They told me to.
And it didn't help at all?
Not a bit.
That's the thing, right? Okay, well, how was that anyways? What was that like? You were in there for 9 months?
9 months, yeah, I did 9 months.
Wow.
It was fun. It was actually fun. You would enjoy it.
How? Just because because everyone must have loved you in there, first of all.
Everybody, including the guards.
Uh-huh.
Including the warden. I mean, the warden, when I met the warden, he was nervous.
Uh-huh.
He was getting his car gassed up, and he's the warden of the main prison.
Yeah.
We were in the camp behind the main prison.
Uh-huh.
And the camp was like no gate, no offenses in that, It was
Okay.
it was a camp.
Right.
And when I went over, I seen the warden, so I went over and I introduced myself to him, and he got all nervous. He was like, "Oh, Mr. Chong, I'm really pleased to meet you. Yeah, you're a famous guy."
Yeah.
This is a warden.
Well, that's good. That's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was nice. He says,
they must have felt basically because you got a raw deal pretty well, and people felt bad about it. Is that what it is? You think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. The thing is, when you get into the prison system, it's your attitude.
Yeah.
If you come in there with any kind of a messed up attitude, you're in trouble.
Right.
Because they're equipped to handle anybody with an attitude. But I came in there with a very nice, "Hi, how are you doing?" It was very nice.
Wow, how amazing!
It worked out good, man.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. I'm glad it did. Yeah. I'm glad it was fun for you.
But you would enjoy it, man.
Yeah, well,
I mean, just see you'd be thinking of ways to.
I can see myself winding up there somehow inadvertently over the next couple of years. I don't know how, but
I hope not. But if you do, you'll be okay.
Let's take a call here from Ed in Ed. Ed, how are you doing? Ed? Okay. All right. That's exciting. That's a computer effect of some sort. That was not actually Ed.
Oh.
Yeah. No, Brian from Missouri. How you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty good.
Good. Yeah, we have Tommy Chong here, for crying out loud.
Hey, Tommy, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing? Who's that one? Ed?
This is Brian from Missouri.
Oh, Brian.
Yeah.
from
Hey,
Missouri.
I was wondering if you learned anything pretty good in prison, kind of like Shawshank Redemption type stuff. Any life-changing events or anything?
Yeah, quite a few actually. It was a trip, man. You know, when you go to jail, when you walk through those gates, and the first thing they tell you to do is they handcuff you, you know, behind your back,
Right.
just to walk through the gate. You know, I was a self-surrender guy, and I just made a point. I said, I'm going to remember every moment of this and use it somehow. I wrote a book called The I Chong, and actually all those experiences are in the book.
Yeah, that must be just pretty overwhelming when you actually lose freedom for a minute, you know, or for 9 months, really. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, freedom. And when you lose freedom, little things, you know, like toast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I ended up in the Indian sweat lodge, and you could build a fire in order to heat the rocks. But when you had fire, then we had a little campfire to heat the tea.
Wait, where was this?
This was in the Indian campgrounds behind the prison.
Oh, yeah, there was a sweat lodge there?
Yeah, sweat lodge.
Oh, okay.
Because
Well, this
Indians,
does sound fun then.
well, the Indians, they sued to have their religious, their religion, so they could practice their religion.
Sure. Oh, okay, I see.
And
So they had this there for religious reasons. And
Yeah, it's totally religious.
Okay.
But, you know, just the fact that you can make a toast, you know, you take that for granted. But, you know, I was in jail with guys that hadn't eaten off a plate. You know, they just eat off plastic.
Right, sure.
For 20, 30 years.
Wow. And
They
now,
never had a knife in their hand, just plastic, you know.
And are those people in there that you get to know and
Yeah.
you've been there for 20 years? Are
Yeah.
these people reformed? Are they good people?
Well, most of them have, you know, well, in the camp, everybody was great in the camp.
Yeah.
You can't be in camp unless you're, you know, you got no violence and no, you know, no serious crimes. They're all blue-collar types, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You'd love it, man.
Yeah. Hey, Chris Garcia from Los Angeles.
Hey, what's up, Tom?
Hey,
Hey,
Garcia.
Mr. Chong, I just wanted to ask, who the hell are we as a country to tell other countries that they can enrich uranium, they can test missile launches? It's what causes us to be so hated on the international level. I just wanted your...
You know what it is? It's like, this isn't really one of these political shows. I mean, you're welcome to take the question, but I'd
Sure.
rather just talk about, you know, goofy stuff. But, you know, because, you know, every show on TV now is talking about this. And here we have an opportunity, people. Wait, sorry, Artie, we have an opportunity here for some real stupid conversation and goofy stuff. We have Tommy Chong here. Do we want to talk about Iraq right now? I mean, go watch Anderson Cooper or something. This is not an Iraq kind of forum, I don't think. I did go to Iraq a couple of years ago. But
You did?
Yeah, I went over there, did a USO tour over there.
Oh, wow. How was it?
It was really probably one of the most, you know, sort of eye-opening kind of experiences of my life, I suppose you could say. I mean, to
You
really.
got to be eerie knowing that you can get shot at any time.
Yeah, it was exciting though too. I mean, we were in Black Hawk helicopters
You
in
get that
Baghdad,
adrenaline
and
going.
I went to one of Saddam Hussein's palaces and all this
Oh,
stuff. It was
yeah.
pretty wild, but yeah, but we don't want to talk about that stuff all day here, right? You know, because I mean, it's not really the forum, right? Josh from Oregon, we can talk about, call the Fox News Channel or CNN or something like that for that stuff. We have Tommy Chong here, Josh from Oregon.
What's up? Yo, I got a quick question about this Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, Kim Jong-il, yeah.
He's not illin.
Yeah.
Yo, you know,
Very political.
I just wanted to say he's sending these missiles towards Japan, right? And I go over to Japan and sleep with girls, right? And Jeremy Klein ain't got nothing on me, right? Right? Jeremy Klein ain't got nothing on me, right? I sleep with more...
All right. See, this is the thing here.
You attract the nut cases.
You know, it's almost like you almost don't even want to take the calls, you know?
Well, it's a chance for them to tell you
Yeah.
the obvious.
You know, you got to go through them quickly. What I got to do is, I think, hang up on them quicker. We also have, like, you know, horrible call screener here. He really doesn't know what he's doing. Do we have a camera back there on the call screener as well? Someone put one on. Is it Nathan tonight?
Oh, and he puts them through you?
Yeah, and he's supposed to sort of like direct them and tell them how to talk on television and stuff. And he screws it up every time. Paco from New Mexico, you're on the air with Tommy Chong.
Hey, what's up, Tommy? What's up, Tom?
Hey, man.
Yo, this fucking guy, Kim Jong-il, whatever the fuck his name, we're gonna shock his balls. And we gotta shock him because we gotta hurt this feeling. You know what I'm talking about?
Who are we talking about?
I don't know.
No, Kim Jong-il.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fucking missile.
Okay, wait, we don't want to talk about Kim Jong-il anyways. I think I screwed that up. At the beginning of the show, I just thought it was funny to read this guy's name. He's the chairman of the National Defense Commission of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Supreme Commander of the Korean People's Army, and General Secretary of the Workers' Party of Korea.
Since 48?
Since
No.
48,
Well, not
yeah.
him, but his dad? Was he the heir?
His dad was the leader.
The guy. And dad died.
Dad died, and they sort of teach
This
everybody
guy.
over that here's that he's.
Well,
like,
you know, all he's really doing is keeping the country, or trying to keep the country paranoid.
Yeah.
You know, so Bush, he's probably working for Bush, you know.
You think he is? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you know, Bush, the way he's taken over the country is that he needs an enemy to protect us from.
Yeah.
And that's why we can lose all our civil rights and all our rights. It's because Bush is going to protect us from this little fat Korean guy that
Yeah.
his missile, you know, I've seen more dangerous missiles on July 4th.
Right.
You know, that worked better than what his did.
It didn't really work, did it?
No, it went up and down, and they said, "Oh, it was great," you know. I mean, the rate they're going, they could bomb themselves.
Right, right. Yeah, no, it's Kim Jong-il, ladies and gentlemen. You know, we can talk about him if you want, but
Sure.
you know, it's,
Did you see that documentary that they made about the kids that are starving in
I didn't know.
You didn't see that?
No.
They
See, I
snu-
think this
they
is what-
snuck a camera. They snuck a camera into. See what they do. The Koreans they swim across the river to China.
Right.
And the kids,
Yeah.
the little kids, because there's no food in Korea. You know, all the food is put on the black market for resale.
Yeah.
So the poor people don't really get the food. So they swim across the river. These are like 12, 13-year-old kids. Swim across the river into China, and then they huddle together wherever they can find warmth, each other. Then they work, whatever jobs they can work, gets food, then they swim back to help feed their families. Well, what they did, they smuggled a camera with one of the kids, and one of the guys, he's an older guy, I guess he's about 20, 22 or whatever it is. He took the camera around the country and showed what was really going on in Korea.
And it's outrageous. And he's living in a
pathetic.
7-story palace. And, you know,
It's so sad. Well, they got work camps. Like what they do, they got death camps. They got work camps.
Yeah.
They got work camps. Like if you're poor, and they're called jails. They're similar to what we have here, but they take
without
the
the
people.
sweat lodge and the toast, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
without the sweat lodge, they take the people. They put them in the work camps.
Right.
And that's it. They're there forever. And the kids, they showed this so-called hospital orphanage, and they just stick them in there, and then they slowly starve them.
See,
to
I'm
death.
thinking like we could. This is the internet thing that we're doing here, right? This used to be my website, but now we've turned it into like a television
I love
channel
it.
kind of thing. So, because the video's getting all fast. So there's people all around the world. You know, we got a guy from Saskatchewan on the phone.
Oh.
You were born in Saskatchewan, right?
No, I was born in Alberta.
Oh, Alberta. Okay, in Edmonton.
Edmonton,
Yeah,
eh?
that's right. That's right. Yes. And we've
Almost
got
won the
someone from
cup
Quebec.
this year.
Got someone from Wisconsin. What's that?
Almost won the cup
That's
this
true.
year.
I know. That was close, huh?
Well, we got beat by Edmontonian players.
Yeah.
you know.
Now, do most people do people know you're Canadian? Do people realize that? I mean, I do because I'm Canadian and I grew up saying, "Oh, he's Canadian. He's Canadian. He's
Most
Canadian."
people except Canadians.
Yeah, you would think.
They're the ones that they don't know.
Which one of these movies?
Chong, what kind of name is that for a Canadian?
What was it like making these movies? Do you remember making these movies?
Oh yeah, they were great.
How fun must have that been? Huh?
That was phenomenal, man. Can you imagine getting paid a lot of money to smoke dope?
Yeah.
Through what, 6 movies?
Yeah.
In fact, one time, what movie? Nice Dreams. Someone stole some plants. Some crew member or someone. We didn't know who did it, but someone stole it, and so I put an insurance claim in, and they gave me $5,000. So I went out and bought I had my guy go buy $5,000 worth of pot, and then we had it in our trailer, the trailer that the director's trailer.
Right.
And I had the LAPD guard the trailer for me.
So you have a pot shirt on. This is a lifestyle. You're something that, I mean, this is obviously.
I went to jail for it.
You went to jail for it. You're still talking about it. Still wearing the shirt. You still make the pipes.
Yeah. No, not the glass ones.
You can't do that anymore.
No.
Because of the. Or was it? It was just because it was on the internet that was the problem, though.
No, it was shipping them through the mails. It was entrapment.
Oh,
But the DEA set up a phony head shop in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Love the name, Beaver Falls. Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania, and we wouldn't ship it to them.
Right.
So what they did, they flew to L.A., ordered a lot of stuff, and then I think they put an undercover guy in our factory, and then they shipped it to.
So I don't quite really
Beaver Falls.
understand. Are you allowed? You're allowed to. You can still buy that stuff on the internet, can you not? Or but it was sort of.
Probably.
Was it crossing state lines or something like that? Is that what it was?
crossing the state lines.
Oh, okay, I see.
But it's only two states that were prosecuting, Iowa and Pennsylvania.
Right.
And so they had to do it in Pennsylvania because that's the home of the DEA.
Did you ever think that something like that was even possible for selling, glass pipes?
I
mean,
thought
you can
I
buy
was-
them all over on the street in every city in America. There's
I had no idea. Well, we live in a little bubble. You know, I mean, you have your fans, I have my fans. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
And so you don't really expect to meet anybody that disagrees with your lifestyle.
Yeah, we're selling a pipe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even think.
The concept of going to jail for 9 months for selling a pipe when you're, hanging out with people who, are around pipes a lot. It's probably kind of a weird
Well,
concept.
how could it be illegal? I mean, it's a pipe.
Yeah.
Pipes have been around forever.
Yeah. Well,
But they did it.
I find it nice to see how you've sort of spun it positively and said you had a good time there. I mean, I think that there might be a reason for that as well, right? Just to keep a positive attitude about things.
Well, hey, listen, pot helps people with MS, with the glaucoma. It really is a medicine, and it's a serious medicine too, and it helped me quit smoking cigarettes.
So wait, what about in prison though for 9 months? How are you able to?
Nothing.
No marijuana.
Nothing for 2 years.
Okay.
2 years.
Okay.
None. And that's the other good thing about pot is that it's not addictive.
Okay, yeah.
I quit like that.
Oh, so you don't smoke marijuana anymore?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you do, yeah.
I do now.
But you quit for 2 years.
I quit while they were testing me.
Oh, I see.
They were testing me.
Oh, yeah.
And see, that's the catch. What they do, if they test you and you test dirty, then they can add 5 years to your sentence.
Right. Okay.
So-
Wow. Bummer.
Yeah.
Gage from Saskatchewan.
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Good. How you doing? We have Tommy Chong here.
Absolutely.
From,
Happy
the
belated
prairies.
Canada Day to both of you.
Thank you.
My question for Tommy was, I wanted to know how he met Cheech Marin, if it was on the set of Up in Smoke or if they were pals beforehand and did some stand-up together.
No.
What the story was behind the two of them. One of the greatest comedy duos of all time as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, we
Absolutely.
met.
Thanks,
We met up in Vancouver, actually. Funny story, long story, but funny story.
Yeah, you know what? We don't even have a time slot really. We can turn this thing on and off whenever we want. So I'd love to hear the story.
Cheech moved to Canada during the Vietnam War.
Okay.
He was he was part of a secret army that was sent up there just in case the Viet Cong attacked from Alaska. You see.
Right.
And it was a secret army, so there was mostly Mexicans too.
Right.
And they snuck across the border into Canada, and they got landed papers. Cheech was a landed immigrant for a while.
Okay.
Right during the war, he burned his draft card, and then he went up to Canada. Went to Calgary.
Oh, okay.
And he lived a mile from where I grew up. In Calgary.
And you guys met in Vancouver, though.
But we met in Vancouver. Yeah.
Okay. Which is
Well, what happened? Cheech was in Calgary. He was apprenticing to be a potter. You know, there's a great potter in Bragg Creek, Alberta. And then he went skiing, broke his leg, and then he ended up in recuperating in Vancouver, I guess. And then he started working in Vancouver.
And were you guys doing
carpets.
comedy at the time? Had you
No.
started doing that? You were in a band, right?
I was in a band. I had a nightclub in Vancouver, and I was a black musician for a long time.
You were black yourself.
Yeah.
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 It was like an R&B band, though. Is what you're
It
saying.
was totally R&B.
Yeah.
Motown.
Yeah.
Bobby Taylor and the Vancouvers. Bobby Taylor's still in Vancouver singing. He's
So
a
wait, so you
legend.
guys meet, you're in a band. How's this happen?
Well,
what year
what
was
happened-
this? This
well,
all of
what
a sudden you're
happened-
doing all these movies. How does that? I mean, people
Okay.
out there, because we have a young audience. We have
Yeah.
kids out there that look up to like the idea of doing this, want to know how do you meet in Vancouver, and all of a sudden you're doing all these movies. I
Well,
mean,
what
that's-
happened?
That's cool.
The band.
Thanks, Gage. I'm going to let Gage go, but thank you, Gage.
I got fired from my band in Detroit. I was in Detroit. We were recording in Detroit. And I got fired after we discovered the Jackson 5, by the way.
What? Now, this was a real band. You guys had a record
A real
out,
band.
stuff on the radio, all this, right? Yeah.
Does your mama know about me? We discovered the Jackson 5. Bobby Taylor, the singer.
I mean, how did you discover the Jackson 5?
They were opening for us.
Okay.
And
when Michael Jackson was just a little
he was a little
kid? How old was he there?
He was 8 or 10, 8 or 9. The little guy.
How long was the Jackson 5 opening for you guys?
Just 1 week
Oh,
at
yeah? Wow,
Chicago,
that must
at
be
a
pretty
club
wild,
in
huh?
Chicago.
You get to hang out with Michael back then?
Yeah, he was a little guy, a cute little guy.
Wow.
And what happened? Bobby Taylor, the singer, took the whole family back to Detroit, and they stayed at his apartment, Bobby's apartment, for a month before Barry Gordy finally got around. You know, the Motown guy finally got around to listening to him. And then when he heard how great they were, Bobby quit the band and went to produce the Jackson 5.
Yeah. Huh.
And
Wow.
so I was sort of, we were trying to back up other singers, and I didn't want that life. So I got fired, but I actually quit. And then Barry and I, we were good friends, and he gave me some money, and I went back to Vancouver to work on the nightclubs.
Right.
And it was a strip club. We had 2 clubs. We had an
What year was
after-hours
this?
club. 67.
67.
68,
You were running a
68.
strip club in Vancouver.
Well,
I don't think a lot of people know this story.
My family was. My
My
brother, my mom and dad.
I did not know that.
And we had an after-hours club, then we had a strip club. Well, the strip club was boring. That's the club I hung out in. I was, without job. And so I'd hang out at the strip club, and I noticed the show wasn't interesting. No one would watch the show. They'd drink, the girls would take off their clothes, and no one was watching them. A few would, they'd look, but the show was terrible.
Right, sure.
So then I wrote some skits for the girls to do.
Skits?
Yeah, skits. Yeah.
Well,
the first one was called The Pajama Party. Because the first thing I noticed about the girls, they would look so sexy when they walked in the door to go to work.
Sure.
With their street clothes.
Yeah.
But when they put on all the eye makeup and all the crap, all the boas and all that stuff, they lost their sex appeal. But in their street clothes, they were like hot.
Yeah.
And so what I did, I wrote a skit where it was called The Pajama Party. They would take their little pajamas, or what do you call it, the little nighties, or
yeah, sure, yeah. Both are fine. I'm starting this. This is starting to sound like the best time of anybody's possible life that you could ever. 1967.
They'd walk on stage.
That's the best way to get into comedy, I guess, right?
They'd walk on stage.
Yeah.
And then we had a tap dancer, an MC, a black guy named Taps Harris. He tap danced. Then we had another singer, Jeannie, another good jazz singer. She sang. And so
these were the strippers, though, right?
No, the strippers stripped.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so here's the party. Here's the scene. The girls bring their little nighties over, and they're meeting at this girl's house, which was the stage.
Right.
And then Taps would drop by on his way to the club, and they'd say, "Taps, hey, show us your new act." So Taps would do a little tap dance, and then Jeannie would sing a little bit, and then the girls would. They would clap, and they're that little party, ignoring the audience.
Right, sure.
And then the girls would say, "Well."
This is on the stage.
Yeah, on stage.
And what are the people in the audience? Are they kind of like?
They're sitting there
confused,
transfixed, man. No, they're watching this because they're seeing they're seeing the tap dancer for the first time.
Yeah,
really.
it's like a variety show.
Yeah,
they were just coming there to see some,
And
TNA.
then the girls start stripping out of their street clothes. And now that was sexy.
Yeah.
When they take off their blouse and then they change, and you could hear a pin drop in the room. I mean, everybody was like staring, and then the girls would dance, like girls would do. They dance and kind of.
The club still in business up there?
No.
How long did the performances go on for?
Well, what happened? Taps quit.
Yeah.
A week later.
The tap dancer quit.
He quit.
That's always a problem when the tap dancer quits.
too much work for
Yeah,
him.
that happened here a couple of days ago too. Yeah.
Well,
Me,
it
though,
was-
unfortunately, I was the tap dancer.
Well, he had to really do his act. You know, before he would just MC, but now he had to really tap, and then he was so good they would get him an encore.
Right.
And he says, you know, I'm out of here. I can't do that. So I needed an MC. So the doorman was a really good, crazy friend of mine, and I asked him. I said, I need an MC. Do you want to do it? He said, well, I'll do it if you do it. And so then him and I got, Dave was his name. So we started doing.
So this is how you got into
Comedy.
comedy.
This is how I got into
tap
comedy.
dancing at the strip club, and
Yeah.
then you met Cheech. Where'd you meet him?
Well, we had a straight man. Like we always like.
Was he doing comedy in Vancouver or
No,
something? Or?
no.
Okay.
Dave had long hair. I had long hair. We needed a guy that looked like a cop because we'd do these cop bits, you know.
Yeah.
And with the girls, you know, we'd read Playboy magazine to pick out a good joke, and then we would act the joke out with the girls taking their clothes off at the
Right.
end. you know.
Wow.
And then we
This
needed.
sounds like a good reality show to me. You know, maybe Vancouver Nights we could call it or something like that. Yeah, let's take a couple more calls because I know people are going to freak out on me because they want to ask you questions. Rob from Iowa.
Yeah, what's the best and worst drug that Tommy's ever done?
Best and worst drug.
The best was the last one. The worst was the 2 years I never had any.
Yeah. That was tough?
No,
No.
it was easy.
You can just kind of kick the marijuana pretty easy. Right?
Actually, I felt my body felt good.
Yeah.
I've had some interesting stuff, you know. Acid. I did acid back when it was
Wait
a
a
thing
second.
called Try This.
It was called Try This. What? When was it? I've never done acid, to be honest with you. Believe it or not, I've never
No,
tried
I
acid.
believe it.
Yeah, I know. Look at me in my tie. I've never done acid. Really? Yeah, but no. I mean, what do you mean it was called Try This?
There was no name for it.
Oh, well,
It was like, here, try this.
right, sure, yeah.
And so we tried it, and it was intense, you know.
Yeah.
Because you need a little tiny little powder.
No, wait, what happens again? You start seeing penguins, I hear, right? Penguins talking to you.
Physically, what happens to your body is that it dries up the nerve endings, the synapses.
It doesn't sound good.
No, it's good because what it does, it's like an
You wanna-
electrical, you know, like cleaning wires, you know, to make a better connection. So what it does, it dries up the liquid in your nervous system.
In the synapses.
So that
Just
the
dries them up.
nerves are so so connected that your sensory increases like 100, 200 times.
Right.
And so you see things that you normally would never see. You think things you normally would never think.
Hallucinating, like
Yeah.
you see cartoons, everyone says. Like
Depends. Everyone's different.
I've heard you see penguins.
You
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, you can see, like if you look at your hand, you can see the molecules in your hand
Yeah.
moving. You can look in a mirror and not recognize who you're looking at, you know, because you can look right through yourself.
Yeah,
Pretty intense.
yeah.
And it lasts for like 8 hours.
Wow. Be careful with that stuff, kids, watching at home. Okay. Eve from Quebec. Hello, how are you doing? You're calling...
Everything's fine here?
Yeah, well, we're having a great time. Yeah, do you have a question for Tommy Chong?
Tommy, have you had the chance to see your movies in other languages, just like French?
Can anyone tell what he just said? I can't. I'm sorry. We don't have very good. We don't. The audio's not that great here.
Movies in French
What's
or other languages.
Are they translated?
Are they? I have no idea, man. I know that I've met people that have learned English from our movies. That's been interesting. Hey, man.
Here's David in Wisconsin.
Oh, hi.
Hello, you're on with Tommy Chong.
Tommy, hey, how are you?
Good, Dave. How are you, man?
Oh, my name is Bruce. This is Bruce Clark from Wisconsin.
Oh, Bruce
and
Clark.
I want to know,
Yeah.
Tom, how do you look so young, being as old as you are?
Me?
I don't know how old you are.
I'm
I think you're older
68.
than my dad, but you look so darn good for your age.
I'm 68.
68. Wow, yeah.
And a year in jail will really help you out.
Oh, yeah.
You go to bed early. You go to bed at 8:39.
Now, do you have
get
t-
up at 5.
Do you have
know.
TV in there?
Oh, yeah.
Can you watch TV any hour? of
Not
the
only
night?
do you TV, you have a white room, black room, Mexican
Can I
room.
just say that
Yeah.
everyone in Wisconsin loves you, and we can't wait for your movie to come out?
Oh, good, man.
Yeah.
I love Wisconsin too, man. Cheech actually married a girl from Wisconsin. Yeah.
Hey,
Patty Hyde.
Thanks for calling. So wait,
Are you
so
on?
thanks for calling, sir. It said David on the thing here, but then what was his
Your
name?
screen caller.
Yeah, the screen
Bruce.
caller. We have a camera on Nathan back there. Yeah. Nathan, can you switch to it or no? I don't know. It's gonna work. Look at that. Oh, there we go. Nathan. Yeah, that's a good shot. Brilliant. Look at that.
Well, he's awake anyway.
Nathan. Nathan. Why you don't get up? Just why did it say David on that last thing there?
Why does it say David on whose name?
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to show that we had a camera over there, which we didn't. It's really complicated doing this. Like we have no tally lights yet, so you're not getting tally lights on the cameras. We don't have those yet.
Oh, I noticed
So you
that.
can't tell what camera's on at any time. Hey, Eric from Seattle, you're on with Tommy Chong.
Hey, Tommy, how you doing?
Good, man.
Good. Hey, first of all, I just want to say I own a Chong bong, and it's amazing. Huge fan.
A Chong bong. Now, did you get that on the internet or?
Yeah, actually, a friend of mine owned it, but yes, it was over the internet. It's got a picture of Tommy right on it, and makes me happy every time I look at it.
He's got a picture. It's got a picture of you right on his bong.
They're little millies. They're called.
Makes him happy every time he looks at it.
Oh, that's nice.
Now, do you still make them or?
No, my son. Actually, it was my son. It wasn't even my company. It was my son's company.
Right.
Paris, and he had we had a big factory going.
Right.
They're little millies. They're little pitches inside the glass.
Right.
So they're good. They're one sold up in Edmonton.
Uh-huh.
They had it in the window for $10,000.
For $10,000 for
a bong.
That's a good business. Yeah.
Well, if
this
it
was one of
sells.
your bongs.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Now, what is it? It's a blown glass. How?
Blown glass. Yeah.
I mean, it's.
Made out of
I'm not sure what
Pyrex.
these sounds are on here. I'm just going to drop all of these calls till I don't hear anyone.
You're good
Okay.
at this, man.
Yeah, well, it's getting better. Like 2 weeks ago, everything was breaking. Because Robert's done a good job here. Zach, you can tell a little bit of the story. How has it been? Has it been getting better technically?
We've been figuring it out as we go along.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the truth. There's been a lot of mistakes, and that's part of the fun of it.
What mistakes? What do you mean?
Well, it's
just not working. That's not a mistake. It just doesn't work.
Well, we need to get the proper technology in here. We need to get the stuff that works.
Wait, what was it like for you to be able to pick up Mr. Chong?
Oh, awesome!
I mean, come
Because
on.
when I was 7, 8, there were 2 albums that I owned. Before I got into any music, I owned the Weird Al
Yeah.
and the Cheech and Chong.
Because
Underground
you're a
Radio.
huge fan of goofy antics,
Definitely,
right?
yeah.
Of comedy and goofy stuff. And he contacts me on the internet a few months ago. Now he's our booker, and we don't have a booker for the show. But if you are a celebrity or no one, you may be getting contacted by Zach.
See,
He's a
we
good
got that
guy.
Canadian ethic. You
Yeah.
know? Like I love that show. You know, when you're playing jokes with your family. You know, playing jokes on your dad.
Right.
You know,
Sure.
the car
Yeah.
and that. Because that's so Canadian. Because that's what you do when you got a family. You include them. You need help. You put them to work.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
family worked the
So you're saying
nightclubs.
that Tom and
It was my mom and dad running the strip club.
Yeah, sure.
You know, my mom ran the. You know, she's.
And here I've given some
Yeah.
freak on the internet, a shot. Although he's volunteering, he's actually helping me out, so I appreciate it. And now you're getting to pick up Tommy and
Legends.
Yeah,
I
that's cool.
call it the doorman.
Was
syndrome.
he a good guy? Or?
Oh, great guy.
Oh wait, I think Harland Williams is here. You know Harland, right?
Yeah.
I told him he just got off work. He's doing the Dukes of Hazzard too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's working. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And I told him to come down and I'll let him in. Wait right there, Tommy. I'll just cut over here to the.
Good, man.
Okay.
I need a drink of
Come
water.
on in there, Jerry. Okay, here we go. Here's Harland Williams here, and I wouldn't mind a beer, Zach. Harland, here you go. We're on. There's your mic. Come on in. Yeah, we're on the air. Come on in.
What a treat.
Yeah, Harland Williams, ladies and gentlemen, live on the World Wide Web. Here, have a seat here.
Tommy.
Hey, Harland.
Hey, buddy.
Good to see you,
What's
man.
up, man?
Can we close that door over there?
You.
Treat.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Hi, buddy.
How you doing, man? Awesome. Have a seat. We're just
Sitting
taking.
here?
Yeah, well, yeah. That's probably the best for the shot.
That's the
We're just
best of all.
we're just rolling through.
Dukes of
shots.
Hazzard?
Dukes of Hazzard, man. Yeah.
Who are you playing?
Roscoe P. Coltrane,
Oh yeah,
sheriff.
I love the name.
So wait a
Is
minute.
that who's the woman?
The woman?
Is
Yeah.
Jessica Simpson in it?
No, it's a new girl named April Scott.
Is she Daisy?
Is she hot?
She's beautiful. Yeah, she looks like Jessica Alba.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Sin City. Ooh.
Have you met
Yeah.
her? Have you met her before, Jessica Alba?
No, have you? Is she here?
I saw her once in a crowded room. That was it.
Where were you?
Yeah, it's one of those Teen Choice Awards or something.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
did you win?
No, I was presenting to Ashton Kutcher
Oh
for
my
Punked.
God.
For Punked, yeah.
Oh my
But
God.
that's cool, and you know him, right?
I know
Because
Ashton,
You've worked
yeah.
with
Yeah,
him, and
we
you
did-
know him. You guys know
We've
him.
showered together.
Yeah.
We were in Half Baked in the shower together.
Isn't it weird? I was a squirrel master. I end up in jail years later as a squirrel
Oh,
master.
that's right. You
They
really
had
did go
squirrels.
to jail.
They had ground squirrels in the camp where I was at.
We've been talking about how he
It
spent
was
9
weird,
months in
man.
prison, and
Remember we were in the where were we? Where we shot that in Toronto
Yeah,
at the prison.
at the
remember?
prison. Yeah,
In Toronto, and the prisoners would walk by and wave at us.
it was a real prison you shot
it
up.
was a real prison. They went nuts when they saw Tommy.
Okay, wait a minute. People, anyone out there who wants to call and to ask about Half Baked, I mean, we're having sort of
is
like
a
a moment here.
reunion
We're having a
here.
reunion here.
Yeah.
Kenny from Arkansas is on the air.
Hello?
Hello, Kenny. How are you?
Pretty good. I just had a question for Tommy Chong.
Okay.
Hey, you remember the show in '74 in Jonesboro, Arkansas?
A show in
You and
70.
Cheech did the CC
Oh yeah. Where was this at?
act with the dogs.
Jonesboro in 1974. He saw you back then in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
Would you guys do a lot of live performances?
Oh yeah, we did a ton. We did almost 10 years of them.
Yeah.
Big concerts. They charged $2 a ticket.
For a concert?
Yeah.
Were you singing?
That was no. Cheech and I were doing our act.
Oh, you were doing. Oh, yeah, $2.
$2 to get in.
Do you have a time machine handy, buddy? I want to get in.
Did you ever see them live?
No.
No.
Well,
was
I
too
see
young.
him right now.
No, I mean,
He was
I know,
too young.
I know. Well, we're
You were
No,
too
I'm
young.
I'm what?
35,
70.
35 years old, Harland.
By the way, I brought you. Every show needs its spiritual guidance.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Tommy, you probably know from hanging around Hollywood, everyone's got their own religions. You got the
This is a Hindu, right?
Scientology. Well, this is a new one that I started. You've heard of the Kabbalah thing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a big, I love shish kebab. You ever have a nice shish kebab?
Yeah, I
So
love it.
this is the god of shish Kabbalah. And what?
This is something you're starting up.
Yeah, this is my own Hollywood religion. And what we do is we eat barbecued meat
All right.
and chant.
Shish Kabbalah.
Yeah.
Maybe we could promote that here on the show.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know-
the only member as of now, but if you guys want to join Shish Kabbalah and chant later, let me know. It's a treat.
It's sort of a surprise that Harland's here. You know, Harland sort of.
It's
I
easy.
don't know what to say to that.
That's how you chant the Shish Kabbalah, or whatever it's called.
But but everybody out there must be freaking out right now because you've been looping on the channel all week, and now all the people on the channel must be stoked to have you here. You know, hey, why are we not up on the channel right now?
I think they're more stoked
Hey,
because me and
why
Tommy
we're not
are
up on the
together.
channel right now? What's going on there?
Refresh?
That's the internet.
Yeah.
Robert,
Have a beer, man.
having a. Robert, what's up with the,
Oh, we
the
crashed.
stream? Did we crash?
Hello?
Who's that talking there?
We got
Hey,
somebody.
I got a
Robert.
question for
Can you come look at
Chong.
this? Yeah, you have a question here? Yeah.
Chong, you are the best. Okay, what is the inspiration for your character? The best character of all time, I must add.
I think you just answered the question, man.
It was the inspiration for which character?
My character.
Yeah.
Him.
Yeah.
People like you, dude.
Tulsa is on the air. Luke,
Yes.
you're on the air with Harland Williams and Tommy Chong.
Hey, I want to know why you guys aren't smoking it up in the studio. I mean, it's on the internet.
It's true. It's on the internet. We probably could be. Yeah. What?
Smoked out?
Yeah. I mean, I'm okay myself at the moment, but
You don't smoke though, do you?
well, you know, not
You don't
not
get
on
high.
television. Not on television.
And do
I'm
you-
trying to
I
start
don't
smoking
No,
cigarettes.
I can't smoke.
You can't smoke?
I had an accident. No, honestly, I lit up once, and you ever heard of this guy Smokey the Bear?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
He jumped out from behind a parked Lexus and smashed me in the face with a shovel, and I've never lit up since.
Eric from
I don't know, Tommy.
It's okay, I'll do it for you,
You'll
man.
do it for me.
I'll
Thank you.
sacrifice my body for you guys.
Did you know that this is a full-on Canadian show? Do
Yeah.
people know that Tommy's Canadian?
I know, we've been talking about that. And you're a Canadian,
I'm
and I think this
Canadian.
is like a Canadian thing.
But you guys are from Ontario, though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're from BC.
Yeah.
That's almost like being from the U.S., really. BC, right?
No?
No?
Actually, from being from China.
Really?
Vancouver.
Aren't the Westerners more American, though, than the Easterners?
No.
Do you think the
No.
Oh,
do you think the Torontonians consider themselves
Be proud
more
of-
or less American than Calgarians?
More or less than.
Do you...
What?
I think Calgarians are more aren't people in
Americans?
Alberta more closer to the U.S. with
Yeah.
the oil and all the
More
economy,
Texas, yeah.
Texas kind of
Cowboy
vibes,
hats.
Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
cowboy
Yeah.
hats, you know, a little bit of a twang.
But the thing that puts us apart from everybody is our national sport, hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we played hockey. We played hockey.
We play hockey together, Tommy.
I heard.
Dennis from California,
But
you have
not
a
ice
question?
hockey, though, huh?
No,
That's still Eric.
he's a
Yeah, San Francisco, is it?
You can play ice hockey.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Dennis, go talk.
Yeah, the one where I can buy one of Tommy's bongs at. He's a big inspiration to me.
He wants to know if you can still buy.
Yeah, they're still
bongs.
around, but not from me, you know.
Yeah.
I decided to get out of the... Jim Carrey, one time I went and seen him in Aspen, and he gets on stage, he saw me sitting there, he goes, Tommy, I got one word for you. What was it? I forgot the word.
Oh, was this at the Aspen Comedy Festival
Yeah,
when he was
yeah.
on stage with Conan O'Brien and
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
went nuts afterward? That was so
Yeah,
funny, wasn't it? I
yeah.
was there that
Were
night.
you there?
Yeah.
What did he say? He said, I got one word for you. Water pipes.
Yeah. Right.
Water pipes.
Water
Yeah.
pipes, that's 2 words.
Yeah.
What's
Jim's
the matter with
Jim's a
Jim?
comedian.
You know him well?
Yeah. Well, I met him that
You
time.
guys know him. I got to meet him once or twice.
Yeah.
I smoked with him. He's a big puffer.
Uh-oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh
big
my
time.
God.
It
George.
explains a lot, doesn't it?
He what?
It explains a lot,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
holy God.
You know. George from Sacramento. Okay, that's good.
That was the theme from Star Wars.
Sean from Los Angeles.
Hey, I had a question for Tommy.
Sure.
Go.
Yeah, I
Go
know
ahead.
that, you're all for legalizing marijuana. Are you for legalizing other stuff too?
Actually, I'm not really into
Like a show, right?
legalizing as much as I am to decriminalizing, taking away penalties.
Okay.
I don't
Are you
think
high
we
right
should.
now?
I don't think we should legalize pot because if you did, you would put too many dealers and growers out of business.
Right, I got you. Have you ever smoked Howard Stern's pole?
What kind?
Howard Stern's pole?
Howard Stern, you said.
No.
You know what I love about this?
Never got high with Howard. No.
I love.
I think he quit before I did.
Oh, did you ask if
Before I
you
got
ever
around to
smoked
it.
with Howard Stern? Okay. No. See, you know what it is what I actually like is that, you know, how people call talk shows and
Yeah.
they say Howard Stern on the shows, but I actually think it's funny that they're doing it on our show because that almost like legitimizes us as a real show, you know?
Well, there's a
Like
real
that people
show.
are pranking the show.
Yeah.
The fact that people are thinking that we're someone that deserves to be pranked. I mean, we're sitting here in my living room and they're pranking the show.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a guy because people. Because remember back when Howard Stern was starting out, and then they'd call up the Larry King show and they'd say his name, but he doesn't need
Just
need-
get a Howard-
His name being heard on this show is only going to hurt his credibility, people. So you probably don't want to prank.
I don't
here.
understand why guys do that. They call in and they say Howard Stern's name. Like, what are they getting points with Howard? Like, they think they're going to get laid by Howard?
Well, have
Like,
you
They might
ever
get-
seen a
maybe
Howard
they do.
Stern
I
crowd?
think they have contests and
What?
stuff.
Have you
where
ever
can
seen
get laid.
a Howard Stern crowd?
a Howard Stern crowd?
Yeah, people that listen to Howard.
I'd see more dental floss at a Willie Nelson concert.
What's that? Well, yeah.
I think that's a line from one of my movies.
That's very funny.
Mark from Saratoga Springs.
This is an alien from a retarded planet.
So someone's asking me if I'm dumb, I think.
Well, what's the answer?
Well, yeah, I think it's obvious, right? Obvious.
Come on, really.
Clearly.
Let me throw you a question.
Okay, yeah.
You pick the category, and I'll throw a question by him. We'll see if he's dumb.
Okay, like an actual intelligent question?
You pick a category.
Okay, geography.
All right, geography.
Not too hard.
Not too hard?
Well, I mean, not too easy either.
This is how we find out if you're dumb or not.
Well, no, that's true. That's true. That's true. Geography, okay.
Okay. Where's the Great Barrier Reef?
Now, Australia.
All right, that one was easy. Tommy, you got a geography question for him?
Geography question for me. They did ask if I'm dumb. I did know the Great Barrier Reef was in Australia.
You're smart.
Well,
What's the capital of Saskatchewan?
The capital of Saskatchewan is it's Regina.
No idea.
I believe it's Regina, yeah.
What'd you say?
Regina, yeah.
What'd you call me?
Vagina? No, Regina. Regina is the capital, yeah. Yeah, see?
Well, if that's
I'm
the
pretty
capital.
smart. You keep throwing questions at me, Harland. I have no problem with that. Throw me something a little harder than the Great Barrier Reef.
Where do Chinese people live?
All over.
All over the world.
Okay.
Michelle, Milwaukee.
Jeez, he is smart.
Michelle from Milwaukee.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Michelle, you had a question for Harland Williams.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I want to ask him, how do I join Shish Kabbalah?
How do you join Shish Kabbalah?
How do you join? What you do is go to your local grocer and put cubes of meat on a skewer and then put them on your barbecue and then grab yourself by the hair on the back of your head and grill your face on the barbecue and chant Shambalala Sanga Sandalala Sambalala Sandalala Sangalala. And you're in.
I don't know. We don't have tally lights yet.
What's a tally light?
The little
Hey, Tommy,
red
looking forward to your show in Milwaukee. You excited about that?
What'd you say now? Hey, what?
I'm asking Tommy if he's excited about his show in Milwaukee.
Oh, Milwaukee.
Tommy.
Are you playing there soon, or did you play?
I don't have a show in Milwaukee.
No, for Tommy Chong.
Tommy, yeah.
Tommy,
yeah.
I'm going to be at the marijuana logs. I'm going to be doing the marijuana logs somewhere.
So wait, tell me tell the people what they expect to see at the marijuana logs.
The marijuana logs is a play with three guys. I'm one of them, and we sit up on stools and we talk about pot for an hour and get paid incredible amounts of money. And I'm all for it,
Right,
It's like the vagina monologues where it's like three women that
Is it a
talk about
political
their
thing
thing.
or strictly for comedy?
It's all
Is it
about-
an attempt to legalize marijuana?
No,
Or
it's
are
just
you
you just talk
actively-
about it. You just talk about it, what you can do.
Is
with
it not legal in California now? I mean, can you not get prescriptions for it or something?
Yeah,
like
you
that?
can in San Francisco and San Diego. But you can join what do they call it? Compassion clubs, they're
Right.
called, where you can buy your pot for if you have an illness,
Right, sure.
And
Yeah.
even if you don't have an illness, you can buy it.
I have an illness.
Oh, you have an illness?
But he doesn't
I've had
smoke.
illnesses.
No, do
he
you
has
smoke?
allergies.
I have allergies,
Did I ask you if you smoked?
No.
Do you smoke pot?
I had this accident once.
Oh, that's
Have you ever
right, you
heard
had
of
the
Smokey
accident.
the Bear.
Yeah, Smokey the Bear. Yeah.
This shit.
Zach from Oklahoma City has a question for Harland Williams.
Uh-oh.
Which, by the way, it's a treat that you dropped by, to use one of your words. Thanks.
Oh, thanks.
No,
It's a
'cause
treat to be here.
Because we had a great show tonight, and
Did I step on it?
No, it's cool. And then I called Harland up, who's my friend, and I thought, how cool would it? Because everyone out there was really enjoying the show. Harland was here once before. He's our first second repeat guest.
Third.
This is how long we've been doing this for. No, Neil Hamburger came twice too.
Yeah. Well, this is a treat for me because I get to be reunited with Tommy.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun.
It's nice to be with Tommy and not be in jail.
Yeah.
You know? It's nice. It feels good.
That
I
was
feel
so
free.
freaky, man, when we did that.
So wait, what was it anything like the movie? Obviously, or
Jail?
obviously
No.
not? No.
No.
Yeah.
It was about, what was it, Nate? What was his name?
Nasty Nate.
Nasty Nate was going to get Harlan.
Do
And
you
I fought him
remember
over
this,
it.
Tommy? I don't know if you got to remember this because it's burned into my memory. We actually had to get in a shower with a bunch of nude guys.
Yeah.
All right, they got a whole bunch of nude guys. And I don't know if you saw this guy because you weren't on set as quite as long as me because I had to do the shower scene.
Yeah.
You came in and saved me. There was one guy they got, and I'm not kidding. It looked like the night before someone had covered his ass with bacon grease and shoved his ass in a Wolverine cage, and they just ate his ass off. It was like a hanging, flabby, it looked like rotten French toast swinging on a clothesline. It was the nastiest ass I've ever seen. I can't even sleep at night.
It was just covered in Wolverine type
It was just saggy and wrinkly. It looked like the pouches under a basset hound's eyes.
Right, sure.
And it was just, it looked rotten.
Yeah, it's like
like everyone was literally like, oh, that ass.
No, I don't understand. It was like flabby, or it actually had cuts and bruises
No,
in it?
it was flabby, but then the lower it got all wrinkled and welty, and it looked like someone with golf shoes had done a tap dancing routine on his clip.
He might have been whacked, but the paddle, in the old days in Canada, they used to, anybody mess up, they'd strap you across.
Perhaps he was whacked with the paddle, and it wasn't Wolverines after all.
Well, I think he got whacked by a whole rowing team because this guy's ass was like beaten to. It looked like.
I never did see
Carrie
that. I
Fisher's
missed
sideburns. I don't know.
No, wait a minute. How exactly did it look? It looked like Carrie Fisher's sideburns. This flabby ass.
I don't know why I said that, and I apologize.
Yeah.
I got it. I get amped up.
But what exactly was it? It was just a fat ass.
It looked like. Have you ever seen the California Raisins? Remember those dolls? It
sure.
looked like the California Raisins had been date raped by the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Okay. All right.
It was horrible.
No, that paints a vivid picture.
They were absolutely messy and flabby.
No, I can see.
Now, where's Zach? You had a question.
He was asking where the fax machine was, but he never spoke up. The fax machine we gave you.
Oh.
If you still have
What
it.
an inquisitive, technology-driven question.
Adam from Kentucky. We're here with.
Hey.
How you doing? We're here with Tommy Chong, and Harland Williams just showed up.
Yeah, hey, I just wanted to say to you and Harlan, first off, this is Adam from Kentucky that called in when Harlan was on before and said Lou Dobbs was a pimp. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we remember you. We forgive you. Let's get on with the next.
Wow, look at you snapping at your customers.
No, but I mean, first
of all, if you were a waiter, would you walk up and go, "Can I take your order, jackass?"
Well, what is this? A repeat? I mean, we're talking to the same guy with, who cares?
But he's clearly got emotional issues.
Okay, all right. Well, every time you're on, we'll talk to Adam from Kentucky. We'll call it the Adam and Harlan Show. How about?
No, it's you he's trying to say sorry to because he ruined your show.
What did you do now? You've ruined it again.
Oh, no.
No, not for anything you did, but just you set me off, and now Harlan and I are mad at you.
And now Tommy looks pissed, too.
No, it's just uncomfortable for everybody.
Tommy's pissed. Look at
you. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
What's going on here?
Everyone's mad. Tommy, settle down, dude. Tommy.
Don't try to be nice, man.
Shishka Baba Allah, Tommy.
Wait, are you really trying to turn this into a real sort of like a Scientology competitor?
Yes.
This is really something you're trying
Hollywood.
to do?
You get a religion going, you get to party all the time.
Right. Great way to make friends. And
slaves.
Get to know people.
You get free meat, grilled.
Mike has a question for Tommy. Mike, go ahead with your question.
It must be a
Mike
mime.
from New York City.
Hello?
Yeah, you have a question about Tommy's book.
Chong had this book that he released, and I really enjoyed it. I was wondering what inspired him to write that book.
What inspired you to write your book?
My book, money, basically.
I wanted to say you guys are some of the best actors and comedians out there. I think that you guys should definitely make a movie because the material out these days is just garbage, And I think you guys can definitely make some really good projects, and I'll buy like 10 copies of it.
Thanks, Mike. Are Cheech and Chong going to do another movie?
It's hard to say,
Yeah.
You never say never.
Yeah.
You never know.
Maybe we could have a reunion.
I'm working on a play. I'm writing a play called Up and Smoke the Play.
Oh, okay.
And,
Like a Broadway play?
Yeah.
A musical?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to go to that.
Yeah.
Can we go to that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is it going to be? Is it going to be
In Broadway.
On Broadway. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, so
We
now wait.
gotta
Now,
go.
Half Baked was you don't smoke marijuana.
No.
But it
But
was.
you know,
But
did
did
you smoke in the- did
did
your
everybody
characters
on
smoke?
the? Did everybody
In the
on?
movie, yeah. We
But
smoked.
everybody, was everyone else on the movie just sort of living it up or something?
I
mean,
just-
you'd think it must have been just off the chain. As
I
they
came
push
in.
it.
I came in there late, so I didn't smoke with anybody.
Yeah.
But hey,
On
how about David
Half-Baked, nobody-
Chappelle? Did his career go kind of
oh, Dave, yeah.
wacko after that one?
Yeah.
In fact, I'm starting to get checks from the Half-Baked again because of Dave's
Yeah.
popularity.
What was that
Yeah.
like working with him? You guys know.
I never
him well?
worked with him. We
Oh,
just
okay.
worked with each other.
Yeah,
This-
just me and we had an exclusivity thing. We didn't want to
Canadians.
work with Dave. We greased all our stuff was green
yeah,
screened.
yeah.
We won't work with Chappelle. No way. It's me and Tommy.
Oh, hey,
forever.
okay. We have Mark from Saratoga Springs actually with a question about Half-Baked.
Uh-oh.
And we're actually, this is fun. We're 5 minutes over now. See, the show goes till 9, but you know, we can go really as long as we want. You know, we can take a few more calls. We can see how it's going. Mark from Saratoga Springs, you have a question about Half-Baked.
Yeah, I want to know if they're trying to get another one going because that was some funny stuff, and I think they'd make a lot of money.
A Half-Baked too.
Yeah.
Well, we can get Chappelle interested. I'm all up
I
for it.
want to see a Half-Baked
Yeah,
too.
it's Dave's baby, so to speak. So it would have to come from Dave, I guess.
It was his baby, wasn't it?
It wasn't. He wrote it. It was his concept. He wrote it. So I guess if there's ever going to be another one,
Did you ever see Jim Brewer?
Yeah, he was in the movie.
But do you ever see him now?
I don't see him now. I heard. Should I say?
Sure.
I don't know. You use your judgment.
Well, I don't want
I mean, I'm not saying it. I don't care what you say.
Was he gay?
to. No,
Jim Brewer's homosexual.
no, not that.
No. He said it.
No, 2 or 3 times don't make you gay.
No.
Yeah, oh, is that
It
true?
doesn't.
Everybody go,
Wow, a lot of people out there sighing and relieving.
Not me. I don't know. But, you know.
and in jail, when you're in jail, it's a hustle.
Hey, Bud from LA has a question about Dave Chappelle. Bud, do you have a question?
Yeah.
Oh, he asked. You took too long to answer, and I hung up.
Oh wow.
He was just asking about Dave Chappelle and how Dave Chappelle is he a good guy?
I think that name Bud was rigged.
The what?
Because Bud is, I'm not into the drug world, but Bud is a moniker for
Yeah.
marijuana, right, Tommy?
Yeah.
Bud?
Why do you ask me?
Why did I ask him? You're sitting closer.
Well,
Why are you
'cause
making me
just-
go over
just
there?
because
You're
I'm
the one
wearing a marijuana
You're
shirt?
clearly the expert. in
Yeah,
this
those
area.
are buds on his shirt.
Eric from Ottawa, my
Hey,
hometown.
there's depths here, man.
You have a question. You have a question that actually ties into this. And actually,
If you enjoyed smoking weed the first time you did it.
yeah.
So much so, I kept doing it. No, I really did. It was very... Well, I'm a musician, so it made my music sound really good.
I like the question he has here. It's why is pot taboo?
Why is pot taboo?
Yeah.
Because Mexicans did it, and they weren't supposed to have fun back in the day.
Right.
See, that's what they did. Mexicans, after a hard day of slaving for the white man, they would kick back and smoke a doob
Sure.
and date white girls that were waiting for the soldiers who were fighting in the war. And
This is the
there's a
reason.
whole thing. It's a racist thing.
Wow.
It is okay.
Yeah.
It's a racist thing, really.
Yeah.
That's the origins.
Well, they
of
call it- they
the
call it-
reefer madness.
They call it marijuana. Marijuana, why don't they call it hemp? I mean, they got places in America named Hempstead, Hempville, all sorts, named after hemp. But they don't want to call it hemp because hemp, you think of rope, you think of food, you think of
I think of
bird
that
feed.
guy from the Three Stooges that replaced Curly.
Is his name Hemp?
No, that was Shemp, wasn't
That
it?
was Shemp?
Shemp, I
Oh,
believe.
okay. Well, that
Shemp
will
was-
explain why
Was it-
when I tried to smoke them, it didn't go so well.
But anyway, that's why it's illegal. It's a racist law.
Really?
Always has been.
But it wasn't always illegal, was it? Or
No,
When did
it
they
was
make it illegal?
36, 38.
They put out that movie
1938.
Reefer Madness, right?
1938. I was born in 1938. That's why I know.
The year that you
year
were
they made
born,
it
they
illegal.
shut it down.
They shut it down.
I get it. I
It-
get
it-
it now.
that's
Right
sort
here
of
they put
prophetic.
cocaine in Coca-Cola, Tommy. Is that
They did, yeah.
back in the day?
Well, that's why they call it Coca-Cola. It was named after Coke.
Why don't they just didn't call it Hempa-Cola?
No, because it wasn't. There had no hemp in
It
it.
was cocaine.
Cocaine, yeah.
Imagine that.
Chris from Los Angeles wants to know, in Chinese, why Harland is so sensitive about being Chinese. Is that right?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to know why was he getting so butthurt the other day?
You know what? Here we go again. I'm not gonna.
Don't walk off the show. Come on, Harland. Don't walk off the show.
I don't come on here to be mocked.
Last time Harland was here, he got a little bit upset because we were talking about his Chinese heritage. No, you're Chinese though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no, this is...
See?
This is actually funny because last time we were
too.
here, Harland is also Chinese, and
What, you mean Chinese-like?
I believe you're
No, I'm
back...
from full Chinese.
Really?
What
Your
region
father's-
are you from?
Your father's Chinese?
Canton.
Canton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tengao.
Canton.
Tengao.
Really?
Yes.
That's good, man.
Anyway, somebody...
I believed you.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny. We got 3 Canadians, and 2 of the 3 of us are Chinese.
Chinese, yeah.
This is a big night you've got going here, Wild Fingers.
2 Chinese Canadians.
Yeah.
And you're quite sensitive about it though, because on the show before, if you watch back in the on-demand page, on the channel, you can see Harland gets up at one point and stomps out just because someone mentions his Chinese heritage.
You were making fun.
I was not. We were just talking about China.
Well, why don't we move
The cap's
on?
very Chinese, by the way.
We were just talking about China.
Yeah.
You know what, guys? If we could just move on, I'd rather not.
Ed from Toronto. Okay, we'll take a few more calls and then we'll. How are you doing? You having fun?
I'm good.
I just wanted to say Baba Boo to y'all.
Awesome. Thanks, Ed.
What did he say? Bossum Boo.
Is it Baba Booey or whatever they do there? Jonathan from Miami.
Was that another Howard Stern?
Yeah. No, I actually read online. It's kind of fun, this little internet world we're in. I knew, like they were telling me today on the blog, you can email me on the email blog, they were telling me today there's a website out there, the Howard Stern website, and they were planning an attack on the phone system tonight.
Oh.
So we've had 3...
But it's mindless. It's like, why would you want to
No, but we-
call up
but we-
and chant some other guy's
No,
line?
but I encourage it, though. I just think if it's mindless, we should have it going on
I
around
say,
here.
you people watching, forget Howard Stern and be original and call in with your own little sayings.
No, I agree with
That's what I want.
I agree with Tom. I think what we should do is sell Howard Stern T-shirts off as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't be getting upset about stuff like that the way...
Why not?
I just want fresh. It's like I started a new religion. I want new sayings.
true,
I
it's
don't
true.
need Howard Stern's waffle woo woo or whatever it is.
You can join Shish Kebaba. What's it called?
Shish Kebabalala.
You can join Shish Kebabalala. It's we should open up an email. We're gonna have an email we can open up for you or something.
Forget the email. Let's open up a drive-through. What?
Andy from Virginia.
You know, you're going to be one of the most retarded, infantile idiots on the planet. You cannot force somebody to do something that they do not want to do. You are a complete and absolute moron.
I forgive you. Well, you know what? You went from being someone asking if you were dumb to being a complete retarded moron. Was that aimed at me or you or Tommy?
I was imagining it was aimed. I'm sure it was aimed at me. I'm pretty sure it was aimed at me.
I didn't even understand it.
No, I was just sort of. I think it may have been
Anger.
like a computer. Wasn't it like someone on a computer?
It sounded like someone really, really mad.
There's a lot of there's a lot of anger out there in the world.
Can I address
Starting
that
right here.
call?
Starting right here. What do you think of this guy?
Well, someone today said that he looks like a chubby lesbian. And I think I agree.
It's a hairdo.
No, it's
The phone's dying.
Ninja.
Ninja?
From South Carolina. All right, well, that person.
That's
Okay,
actually-
let's make this our last call, and then we'll
Uh-oh.
chat a bit, and then we'll go have a beer or something like that. I want to say thank you first of all to you guys for coming here tonight.
Well, thank you, man.
was
I enjoyed
awesome.
it. I enjoyed it.
I mean, we don't have to rush or anything. I mean, we can sit and chat for a second, and then Ashley has a question, and then we'll. It's a fun thing about the pacing is it's kind of like there's no real end, so we can kind of just sit here in silence for a minute.
You know what's weird about what you just said?
Is there anything else you wanna
We don't
say?
have to rush. Totally contradicts what Wilson Phillips said in their song.
Which one was that? The
Rush, rush, hurry, hurry, rush, And then you're saying Rush,
Right.
and I don't know what to believe anymore, and that's when I go to the quiet place.
Right, sure, yes. Well, Wilson Phillips aren't here tonight, Harland. It's
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
probably
they're
at the
not.
buffet eating all the fucking food, aren't they?
It's just, was it?
Not anymore. She lost her weight.
It was
It
Phillips. Was,
always, it's like
Carney.
a streetcar. It always comes back around.
It
which one was it? The Phillips one was it, or?
Yeah, fillet is more
China.
like it.
That was China.
Wilson fillet.
No, come on. I mean, that's not.
That's not nice.
China
Don't
was
make-
sweet.
Don't make me say
And Carney was her name, right?
Carney's.
Carney.
Yeah, Carney's hot
Good,
dogs.
good
Yeah.
singers.
Carney Phillips.
Carney Phillips.
Wilson.
Wait, so was she one of Brian Wilson's daughters?
Yes.
And then the other, was there two Wilson daughters in the group?
John
That's
Phillips.
what's weird.
John Phillips' daughter was China. John Phillips with Mamas and Papas.
Oh, but there wasn't the three of them?
Yeah, there was.
Yeah, there's like Wilson
Two
Phillips
Wilsons
and then the
and
mystery.
one Phillips.
I don't even know how we're talking about. Okay, well, you know what? This is almost. Let's take our last call. Let's take our last call. Deputy Johnny from British Columbia. Johnny from
Oh.
British Columbia.
Okay.
Johnny, you are officially our last caller tonight. Make it good.
Hello, Tom.
Hey.
Cover.
How are you?
This is Tom.
Yes. Yeah, you're on the
Hey, Tom,
air.
I'm a huge fan. You and Tommy Chong and Harland are all great people.
Hey.
I've wanting to smoke a fatty with Tommy Chong.
Let's do it. I'll be up there. I'll be up there in September.
Right now, if you could spark it, everybody around the world would love to spark it at the same time as Tommy Chong, who's a legend.
I didn't bring any with me. Oh, he got one. Yeah, bring it over. Let's spark one up.
Tom, is that okay?
Yeah, it's just a prop anyways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a prop. Right, sure, absolutely.
Sure.
So wait, now maybe we should figure out a way to actually.
Oh, Tom.
Well, these are good props.
Yeah, that's just not even real.
It's not.
No.
Well, you know what?
It smells real.
Going back to jail, dude.
This has been a great night, Tommy. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Well, thanks for the pay, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, no problem.
I never thought I was going to get paid.
Yeah. Are you going to come back?
I love it.
Yeah?
Love to. I got a friend too. I want to bring by, Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God! You know,
I talked to Pee Wee. They're doing an interview of me, but U.S. Weekly or Entertainment Weekly.
Right.
There's going to be an article, and they talked to Pee Wee, and Pee Wee wanted my number, and he said nice things, and so I'll tell him.
Wow, that would be amazing. Yeah,
And
I'll
have
call
him
all
come
your
as
friends
Pee Wee.
because you know, I mean, Zach is
Got
our
it.
booker, and you know, it's tough. You know,
We'll
it's
call
tough.
him as Pee Wee.
Gotta
Okay,
come.
thanks.
Okay, everybody.
Harland Williams, thank
Ready,
you so much.
spark up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tommy Chong, Harland Williams here. This has been another episode of Tom Green Live, and thank you much. See you next week. Night, everybody.